Anybody else ready for another beer yet?
I'm totally ready. Thirsty for another.
What else happened while we were out? We went to Otherworld.
That's a really badass, like, interactive museum. It's not even done like an actual museum. It's really I don't know how to describe it other than calling it a museum.
I can smell the citrus from here.
It was more like a puzzle.
Kind of reminded,
place.
Right? Like let's say it reminded you of a creepy haunted house that wasn't super scary.
It was like one of those fucking games that you play, like those games. What are they called that you like to play?
Not puzzle games, but I mean maybe a puzzle game.
Games?
No, like let's say
like you open the box.
Right,
blah, blah, blah.
and you
I don't know.
Yeah, you look for clues. You do this. There's like all different kinds of buttons you can hit, and you can actually solve puzzles in each one of the rooms, like hidden room game. Not even hidden.
So, to distract from that, the second one is Tropicana. It's a citrus IPA by
It smells really good.
By Heavy Seas Brewing.
Heavy Seas?
Yes, they're out of Baltimore. And as far as the can, it is an all orange can. It says Tropicana, and we have looks like just a stone bowl full of oranges and peaches, or oranges and what's that, like grapefruit?
Oranges and lemon. It looks like there's a grapefruit on the outside. Could be blood oranges. The stone bowl, I'm thinking is looking like a mortar and pestle without the pestle.
It smells like Tang.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it smells like fake orange, but a good fake orange.
So far as the beer itself,
it's got a good head.
Orange. When I poured it, it looks like almost an orange soda.
Yeah.
Bitter.
It's got a good head. It's really orange, but it is bitter. It's a hoppy. It's an IPA. That's why.
It's orange. Yeah, I can taste the orange. It kind of tastes like if you take an orange flavored vitamin C thing.
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely like a super bitter orange kind of a flavor.
It's like it's made with all of the peels and grapefruit.
When I cracked it,
it's not made with oranges. It's just made with peels and grapefruit.
Ew.
When I cracked it, that was what I was smelling was orange peel. Let's see.
This one is too very flavorful because most IPAs still only taste like beer to me. This one tastes pretty orange, except for it tastes like IPA orange.
So let's see. They are out of, like I said, freaking Baltimore. And apparently they were blah, 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 82. They've been around for a long damn time.
I've never even heard of these guys.
Let's see. It's 1982 when blah, blah, blah. Beer bar. There was a puppy cry. But... Damn, I should have read all this. There's a lot there.
You should have went through it, dude. Instead of just blah, blah, blah in your way through it.
Yeah, Ronald.
Blah, blah, blahs don't get the listeners, dude.
No. Okay, so here, you want to read it all and you can really rip on my ass?
Okay, so this Heavy Seas beer. In 2003, Clipper City introduced the Heavy Seas line of beers. They were bold beers meant to challenge the average beer drinker, high alcohol with incredible flavor. So it is a 7.1, so it's a higher alcohol, and it does have incredible flavor. I'll give it that. Introduced in 2004, Loose Cannon IPA became the... No, it's not. Became the fan favorite, ultimately the flagship beer of Heavy Seas in 2010. The great success of the Heavy Seas lines was deciding factor in adopting the name Heavy Seas for a brewery. So, 2 years later, Chris Leonard joined as brewmaster, and the expansion of the brew house went underway. Fun favorites like Tropicana and award winners like Blackbeard's Breakfast paved the way. That would be so good. I want to get more of these beers, especially the Blackbeard's Breakfast. But they paved the way for newer, riskier beers. With the introduction of the 15 BBL brew house, Heavy Seas can take risks that got us here today, creating beers we've never tried before while also testing small batches of beer to meet the unparalleled quality we're known for. Be fearless, because our risks are what brought us here today. Be bold, because staying in line with the norm never moved us forward. Be independent. We've done it our way since 1995. Pretty nice.
So,
they're good quality beer, good breweries.
So this reminds me of like orange, like it was orange flavored earwax.
Oh,
You know what?
I could see that.
You want to know what it's reminding me of?
What's that?
Lawrence Screwdriver.
That's awesome.
Like way
The shit your pants,
the
Lawrence.
shit your pants way back in the days.
It does
Screwdriver.
have that really bitter taste that
It's like,
has.
you know, there was like this pre-mixed shit you get at Kroger's that was like, you know,
Fucking yellow orange
yellow
juice.
bottom shelf kind of liquor. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just giving me that flashback, you know.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just giving me the flashback to the time that I shit myself.
There's certain like liquors.
I shit my fucking brains out.
So look, there's certain alcohols and liquors you can drink that bring you back to that time in your life, that time that you almost died or that you shit your pants.
Usually referring to the fact that it is now bad, awful, horrible, especially when it's bottom shelf bullshit.
Mad Dog 2020, anyone?
I was telling Ariana about our Mad Dog 2020 story just the other day.
She was.
I did.
I think I've never had Mad Dog 2020 before.
It's not hateful, but it's super sweet.
It's like, you know, Kool-Aid malt liquor, basically.
Back then, I used to drink like the Jack Daniel's punch.
You were talking about those.
And we were talking about how I bought that recently. Like the Down Home Punch was my favorite. So I bought it recently, like in the past few years or something. And I was like, how the hell did I used to drink this? This is so fucking gross.
I swear I remember hearing a story about your brother drinking a whole gallon of them and then laying in the driveway yelling, "Why, God, why?"
Probably.
I think it was like the Blue Curacao, Blue Caraco night. I don't know.
My only response to it was
I at that one?
I thought that was at your house.
Was it?
Because I remember every time I hear the story from Larry about it's pronounced Blue Curacao, but you guys all called it Blue Caraco because you didn't know. And it's like, he said he drank that.
That's how it was pronounced now.
He said that, but he said he was drinking that at your mom's house. And I thought it was odd that he was at your mom's house because I wasn't with him by that point in time. And he said something about like, you guys are all drinking it and Ian drank a gallon of Down Home Punch and was laying in the driveway yelling, "Why, God, why?"
That sounds about right. The thing that I always used to drink of those Jack Daniel's wine coolers was Lynchburg lemonade because my last name's Lynch. I'm like, it's like me and it's lemonade. I could drink lemonade. I'm so cool.
It's got my name in it. Now I can get all the bitches.
I mean, partially true.
That's what he thought. Did you get all the bitches?
I mean, I got you bitches. Never had sex with you, but I got you.
No,
He didn't really get us then.
His ego will not allow him to say no. I failed miserably at getting every bitch I ever tried to bitch.
It's true. It's true. But by not getting these bitches, I still have these bitches in my life.
That's true, because if I would have had sex with him, I'd have been like, phew, yuck, who the hell? Ron who? What the hell?
Now they're just like, ew, Ron, what the hell? But in a cute, loving sort of way.
We'd probably still be friends, and she'd just be like, "Ron, I was drunk."
Right, I was drunk. Leave your filthy dick beaters off of me.
Actually, they'd probably be married now if that happened.
Ew,
We'd
yuck,
be married,
no.
We'd have 2.3 children.
No,
I'm
and
going to ask about the third of a child.
That's a big no from me.
Are you looking for the dogs?
I gotta check on them. Okay. I'm their mom.
He's using he's using her butt as a pillow, and she's on the blanket.
Such cute puppies.
So what else did we do? We went to the Columbus Museum of Art also, which was pretty cool.
It was pretty decent. It was likable.
I liked it.
I liked it. It wasn't nearly as cool as the Otherworld. We should have worked our way up. Like, we should have went to the Museum of Art and then Otherworld for like the big bang of it, because it was kind of like the grand finale. That's what I was thinking, because it's like we went to the Otherworld and it was like, oh my God, and it was like so like just like, I don't know, I just had all the fucking energy coming to me. I was like, this is awesome, oh my God, and it was like super exciting. And then we went to the Museum of Art, which was cool, but it was just like,
I feel like I like them both equally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just kept wanting to touch all the textury paintings, and it pisses me off because you can't touch the paintings at the
I just
fucking
love art
museum.
and like reading about the artists and like how they did stuff or what the art means or, you know,
Right.
shit like that. I like learning that kind of stuff. And I could probably spend a whole fucking day in an art museum just fucking reading shit on the wall.
I like my twisted interpretations of the art. It's not, yours and mine were completely different. Like, there was some guy that it was like a darkened picture, so it was like he was sitting in a dark alley is what it looked like with his dog.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, dude, that dude's creepy. And you're like, he's not creepy. He's like down on his luck. I was like, oh. I was like, I kind of saw like a dude sitting in the shadows watching the moms watch their kids play at the park. Like, that's what I was seeing.
I saw a dude that was like sitting there with his dog, and he was like, just, I don't know, sad or depressed or something.
That's the fun thing about going in, like, the art thing. Remember some of the, like, college classes I had? Because I took one painting class because it was, like, required. And then I took, like, 2 or 3 more, not because they were required for anything, but because they were fun. And that was one of the cool parts about sitting there, you know, after you do, you know, the painting would be like, okay, so here's the subject, do something like this, and then go. And then, you know, there'd be like a week or two, everybody working on their paintings, and then you'd come back and show off to everybody what you did. And basically part of the thing was, you know, the artist says, here's my painting, here's the title. And then everybody in the class, you know, you weren't supposed to say anything more. Everybody in the class would say, you know, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? And then everybody would kind of compare notes. And at the end, the artist would say, actually, here's what I meant by that.
That sounds badass. I would fucking love a class like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. The number one thing from that class that I still to this day will always think is the best. The last thing she had for the thing was, I want you to do something 3D with your canvas. It was like right before we went to Thanksgiving break. I was like, 3D? What do you mean 3D? Yeah, something 3D. I was like, okay. At the time, I was already fucking around building my first arcade cabinet, which was like a 3rd scale Pac-Man machine. And it was being made out of like crappy cheap plywood that I just found at my dad's, and I was like, oh shit. I went to the freaking Hobby Lobby, picked up some canvas, and stretched the canvas over the plywood, and then painted up the canvas to look like a Pac-Man.
I didn't realize you did that.
Yeah, stretched the canvas over it to make it look like a Pac-Man. Painted it up to look like an actual Pac-Man arcade cabinet.
I just thought it was wood.
And, you know, painted it up like that with oil colors and different things. And like the plexiglass, I painted the Pac-Man logo, and I brought it into the class. It was heavy as hell, so I did it on the dolly. And then I set it there, and everybody was just staring at it like, what the fuck? That's amazing. And then when I plugged it in and turned it on, everybody was like, the hell, it works.
It's really cool.
I just remember the artist, she was from, or excuse me, the instructor was from like the Philippines or something, and she's like, did you invent that?
Did you invent that?
Invent what? Pac-Man. Did you invent that game? No, Pac-Man's been around a long time. Apparently, wherever she was from originally, she had never played or heard of Pac-Man, which was
Makes sense.
a bit odd for me, because she was probably, I was, 30s, and she was at the time, like, 21, 22. It was a weird
So
setup still.
she probably, yeah, it would make sense that she would never hear of Pac-Man.
Yeah, we were probably like the cutoff generation for Pac-Man.
Right.
But it was cool. As far as me, I didn't do any cool, high artful things over the weekend. I went to the Poultry Days in Versailles, Ohio, and
Poultry Days?
I did. And I ate the shit out of some chicken, let me tell you. And I went to their beer tent hoping for like some Muller's, because Muller's Brew Barn and Muller's like main site is real damn close to there. And nah, Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and all that sort of stuff. It was just like, man, I have too much of a beer snob to go sitting here drinking this shit. And I didn't drink anything there.
Yeah, they usually do that, and then they have, I think, wine from the winery or something there.
But
When did you go?
I was there pretty much all day Saturday.
Oh, really? You probably with my brother and his wife.
Francis has a relation that literally lives right across the street from the school.
Oh, really?
And they were having like a family reunion-y thing, and pretty much hung out there all day, you know, watched the kids play, bullshitted with people, that sort of a thing.
I know somebody that lives near the school, too.
That's cool.
But like literally you could walk across the street and be right there in like the we'll call it the drive-through line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was good times. And then Sunday, our friend Miss Erica and myself, we took a road trip to Kings Island.
Good times.
Because I had renewed my Kings Island pass and hadn't used it yet. And as we were leaving, it rained pretty much the whole way down. We rained for about 20 minutes after we got there. Scared off every single person at the park. And because of that, we walked on to every single ride. We did every coaster in the park in 2.5 hours.
That'd be
I've
awesome.
had that happen before, and it was awesome.
It's fucking amazing. Like at one point, we just like sat down and stopped because we realized we were basically running from coaster to coaster. And we're like, old fat people were like, hold on a minute. getting a little bit dizzy here.
That's so funny. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it was great. And also, right about the time we decided we were done leaving, it started raining again. It was like, threaded a needle perfectly.
Hell yeah.
And then when we went back, the next thing we did was we stopped because of where Erica lives at the Warp Ring Smokehouse in Springboro.
Been a while since I've been there. I need to go back. They have some of my favorite beers there, it seems.
Well, what's funny about that
They make really
is,
good
like,
stuff.
when I was sitting there with Erica eating, she was like, blah, blah, blah. Last time I was here was with Missy. She must really like this place.
I do.
Was that I got 2017 version of their Whiskey Rebellion, which is a bourbon barrel, always good. They had a barley wine that was heavy.
Because, see, they have, like, a wide variety in their, like, always on tap. Like, you can try a multitude of things, not just only IPAs or mostly... Like, they don't hardly ever even do IPAs.
Well, like the last time I was there, it felt like that was a place where they did all their bourbon barrel stuff at.
Yeah, they do have a lot of that stuff there. It kind of all depends on the season, but they always have, like, a good variety of stuff. It's not just all one particular type.
And I had, like, some really badass fucking just tacos.
Their tacos are fucking good.
Fucking
They
shit.
are.
That hit the fucking spot.
I got a buddy that works there. He's one of the chefs. He really likes to cook.
And, top it all off, I was a little bit... Erica drove, and I drank faster and harder than I normally do, and I was buzzed. So, to be a safe, responsible adult, sat at her house, and we watched something I haven't watched in years, and I feel stupid for not watching it.
What's that?
Idiocracy.
Oh,
I've
I
never
love that
seen it, and I
movie.
want to see it.
What?
I have
How
never seen
the
it. I've
fuck
always
have you
wanted to
never
see it.
that?
Seriously.
I've never seen
Oh my
it.
god.
Wow, really?
I've never seen it.
Idiocracy is such a great fucking movie.
It is.
I've heard a lot of it, and it sounds like
so
it'd be fucking
stupid.
awesome.
It's great.
For those that
Right,
don't
because
know,
they're just so fucking ignorant.
so for those that don't know what Idiocracy is,
It's like real life. It's a documentary.
It's sort
Pretty
of
much.
it's pretty much a documentary about real life in the future. So basically, in Idiocracy, they talk about evolution, and evolution is the theory of the smartest, brightest, and best will be the ones that'll reproduce the most, and they'll go on to, make better, smarter, brighter babies. Well, evolution doesn't always work that way. Evolution also sometimes favors, whatever's easiest. And in the case of the movie, it's decided that what's easiest is retard rednecks making tons and tons of babies and smart people just, giving up and not even trying to have babies because, oh my God, that's too much fucking work.
Because it is. Smart people would be the ones to assume that.
And essentially it starts off with the Army picks the most normal, like, middle-of-the-road guy in the entire Army and, like, a hooker. Like, literally a hooker. And they enter them in this program where they're supposed to be put into deep sleep for 1 year. And something happens, and instead of being in deep sleep for 1 year, they're in deep sleep for 500 years.
Oh, Jesus.
And in the meantime, all the Cretans cloning and breeding, as it were, the entire world, this very average guy for, modern times becomes the smartest person in the world, and the entire planet is ruled by retards. Basically like Beavis and Buttheads. And it's just every single thing that is run like that.
And then, so the thing that I heard about that was the person who was in charge of wardrobe.
I was getting ready to say this because I was going to say I have a fun fact about this.
That's right. It's like they
Had no budget.
and they said, let's go find something really stupid, for the
It
wardrobe.
was like a startup company or like a startup shoe or something.
Yeah, a really cheap startup shoe company. They're like, we just need the cheapest shitty shoe you can find. It makes everybody look like total retards.
And it's Crocs.
Yeah. And pretty much everybody wears Crocs now here, some 15, 20 years out from that damn thing coming out.
The foretold prophecy of Idiocracy.
Right, exactly. That's why it is a documentary and not just a fictional show movie.
Yes. It is.
And Dak Shepard is awesome, by the way.
He is in, what is it?
Chips?
The one thing I saw him in, Zathura. It's like Jumanji, but it's space.
I don't don't know if
I've heard of
seen
it, but I don't think I've ever
one.
seen it.
And my kids were obsessed with it when they were little. It's really good.
I listen to his podcast sometimes, or I used to, the Armchair Expert, and
Gotcha.
I just think he seems like a cool guy.
Hell yeah.
The thing that gets me about that freaking movie is that it's made by Mike Judge.
Yes, that is true. I forgot that.
Mike Judge, of course, is, and the reason I said Beavis and Butthead, he's the guy that created Beavis and Butthead. He's also the guy that created King of the Hill.
That's right.
So it's just like, like where's his head go? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what do we rate this beer, and how did we describe the Heavy Seas citrus IPA, the orange?
Orange peel, orange bitter.
I'll give it a
Very flavorful.
Give it a 3.5. Bitey. It's got a bite. It definitely has
It does
a bite.
have a
if you-
bite.
It has a hell of a bite if you're not expecting it.
I'll give it a 3, a solid 3, because it's really good for an IPA, but it's not like super good.
Ron says 3.5.
I think
Yeah.
I would drink a lot more of them, like if I could drink them in a row.
Yeah.
I think a 2.75.
Because I like the fact that it's different flavor for an IPA. Usually they're just all like, this is an
Yeah.
IPA.
IPAs
I
are all-
didn't like the bitterness of it.
Right.
And I didn't like that it tastes like earwax that was orange flavored.
Orange flavored earwax.
Did it mention anything about the hops that they used on the can?
Orange
Put it in the notes.
flavored earwax.
No.
I'm surprised nobody's called me out on like, oh, you know what earwax tastes like?
I thought about it, but it's not like, or else do you? Do you have a story about earwax?
Do you have an
No,
earwax
not a
fetish?
good story. It was just like one of those things where you like put
When
your
you're a
finger in
kid,
your ear
I've
and
done
like,
that before.
I don't know if
When
I
you were-
tasted it on purpose or if it was by accident, but I was like, what the fuck is
I remember tasting it. It was so little. It does not taste good.
It is like a really bad taste.
And
It's
by a
like
little kid,
it's
when
like
she
a fucking bitter, like just ick.
and by
It's
little
probably
little
one of
by little
It's
kid,
kinda like
they both
vomit
did it
just
last
tastes-
week. They did it last week.
No, I remember doing it when I was little. Like
She
Yeah.
stuck like a Q-tip in her ear, and she's like, "Oh, look at that! I wonder what
No.
that
it
tastes
wasn't
like."
a Q-tip, but it was
eh.
my tiny little finger
It was
that I stuck in
definitely
my
this- yeah.
ear, and then I actually picked there's actual earwax on the end, so I stuck my finger in my mouth. And,
I don't
nope.
even know if I did it on purpose.
I
or
know
not.
for a fact I did it on
Yeah,
purpose.
I don't know.
Well,
Right, so I remember doing
Probably.
it.
Well,
It was
like-
very traumatizing.
Like little kids, like
They could
had-
do dumb shit.
they gotta try and test everything.
I was
Like
gonna say sometimes you just gotta try things.
That's right,
Yeah.
you do.
You don't know. You might like to eat earwax, and that shit's free.
That's exactly. I mean, like,
Ariana's
why are you gonna deprive yourself of knowing whether or not that shit's good or not?
Ariana's Google search history. How do I give myself more earwax?
Yeah.
Well, like lots of loud noises without ear protection is supposed to be,
Oh well, I work in a factory, and
just take out the ear protection.
I don't even put ear protection. I just have an earbud in most of the day.
We'll take them out, or else
the
just turn
one
your
side.
music up real loud,
That's a good
because
idea.
they try to create, like your ears try to create earwax to protect it, like stuff from going in there, including noise.
That makes sense. I don't know. I was told my ears are really clean though by my doctor.
I was
Who looked in my ear.
kind of wondering who, like
So when the doctor put the light in the ear, did it like shine through like in a cartoon and see the other
It
side?
did, and you
I've-
could see it on the wall. It was the bat signal.
Dude, I had my parents and the doctor
Batman.
telling me that when I was little. They're like, you can see the light through your ear, through the wall. And then I was trying to look for it. Like, there's right there. I believed them because I was a dumb little kid. Assholes.
Dumb
Man,
little
I remember
kids.
feeling like really dumb a lot when I was a kid.
Because
would,
people
like,
do
say-
shit like that to
Yeah.
you. They lie to you. Why do you fucking lie to
Yeah, why
children,
do
you
you
little
have to be mean?
assholes?
Because little gullible children need to be taught.
They don't need to be lied to. They need to be, like, taught properly, not just taught to lie.
I
Old
just like to
ass.
scare little kids.
That's right. Fucking old people. I'm
Don't scare 'em.
glad you boomers, like, nobody wants to like you. You're all going to be put in nursing homes, and your kids and family are not going to fucking visit you. Every single last one of you boomers. Fuck you guys.
I'm not a boomer. But based off the last week or two,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be put in like the bad nursing home where they beat you and they steal your good meds.
That's great.
My kid's never gonna visit
and
me.
give you Tic Tacs and pocket lint. Here, take your meds, asshole.
Totally, that'll 100% be me.
That's so funny.
100% dear saver.